7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the morning of February the 9th, 2016. I'm Dana, your host, nuclearproctologist.org. We had crappy audio yesterday, and we gotta watch what we're doing. There's so many things going on. Just trying to keep up with it is a incredibly full-time job. Today we're going to cover the 4 medusas, real-life medusas on this planet at the Fukushima. These reactors in Japan are really frightening. You know, this is really, truly happening on our planet. And there's no shortcuts around this. We have so much proof, so much documentation. And these are real medusas. Right on our planet. And these will kill you, stone dead, immediately. And if you got close enough to look into their depths, you will die. It's unequivocal that all the homeless that we send in there, all these victims that get close enough to do that and see that they are dead people walking. And these buildings are not going to give up their secrets in anybody's lifetime on this planet right now. So we've had a major event. Good morning, everybody. Now, I know there's a lot going on out there. And Elaine's going to step back from moderating because she accidentally blocked somebody yesterday and she didn't like it. That's understandable. It's not an issue. I get it. She's welcome to continue to do it. Everybody's going to make the same mistakes, but it is, like I've mentioned this lots, it's a lot of stress to take that job on. But what you're here for is because these reactors have finally made it onto your radar, and that you have been lied to, manipulated for 6 years is why it took you so very long to get here. And when you look at the reactors, it's not hard. It's truly not hard to really appreciate what's going on. But you're not given this opportunity, are you? You're not given this opportunity because they were intent upon manipulating you and deceiving you. This is Unit 3 behind me. This had 5 reactor cores right around where my head is too, and they're all gone. Not only that, the reactor core itself is gone. This is building 4. You can see the unbelievable, inconceivable. Now this is a 190-foot high building, 19-story high building, and it's 150 feet wide. So is there any doubt in your mind that you're looking at total destruction? Because if it done that upstairs, you can be sure it done the same thing downstairs. That's the reactor 4 before they tore it apart. Let's look at this really close so you can really appreciate how complete the damage was. Up there in the left-hand corner, that's part of the reactor. It's not supposed to be up right here. That's part of the reactor, yeah? Right there above me. I can probably make that work a bit better if I wasn't screwing around, Dana. Okay. Don't worry about it. We had internet outage here this morning, so I'm an hour late, but at least we're back. And it's important to do the stream on time. Otherwise, because you've got 24 hours before the next stream, when you shorten up that gap, causes problems. And so I got right back out. This is a cast, one of the cast fuel storage over there in the corner. I'll just point that out for you. That, my hand's going to disappear because I got everything cut off. But right behind my hand there, that white chummy in there behind the fence, that's the fuel. That's in the reactor building. This is where the tsunami ran through it. Does that look, like the electronics alone would have been destroyed because of this? These are the cast. Once again, you can see the water way above it, disconnected the vents above it. But look at the algae and kelp and everything up on top of the cast. So this is obviously completely destroyed from the tsunami running through these buildings. Is anybody able to wrap their mind around this? Here you see cast. These are casts with fuel into it. Nuclear reactor cores, parts of them, got washed all over the place, yeah? You can see the electronics in these buildings. There was no restoring power. And if you stood there, these people who went and took these pictures died shortly after. This was the first Fukushima 50 they sent in there. And there was a lot of Fukushima 50s they sent in there. And the water's still going down. Think about these reactors buildings. Each of the buildings. That's reactor 3 and 4. 4 is right behind me and 3 is over there. 3 is 2 million times worse than any other reactor. You can see how close they're to the ocean. Now, there's no way they can slide into the ocean. So when Snopes and those other sites come out with that headlines, that was on purpose, right? Those other headlines were sent out, and then Snope had to go. They knew those headlines were coming before they came out, and then Snope's job was to come out and muddle the water and confuse everybody, right? That's what. Think about how much power. This is the same spot. Think about how much power went through that site that done that to those tanks. But you've been told for 6 years those reactors were okay. But they didn't show you that picture and say it was okay. They lied to you for 6 years straight on purpose to manipulate you. It's completely gone. Just this one building itself, you can see it in a chain reaction hemorrhaging out radioactive isotopes. If you look at the complex itself, you can see it was wood chippered. The fuel pool is not way up there. The fuel pool is at the break by the roof. Good morning, everybody. Hugs for everybody. This is reactor 3. 2 million times worse. Now, you see that red cement pump truck? That should be up higher. Fuel pools were up higher where they would have started pumping it in. Complete and utter destruction. Same building. That's complete destruction. And 400 kilometers of the coastline was wiped completely. And they shouldn't be there. There's too much radiation there. You can't see it or smell it or hear it or feel it or taste it or pick it up or throw rocks at it. But it's there. And that when you breathe it in, your body attacks it in increments over time. And it takes decades for tumors to show up. Now, this building was stripped right down to the top of where the cement truck is too. But how come the cement truck is on the ground? Because this was all fake. They faked it. They brought in the truck to fool you. There's nothing to pump water into. And you got to pump in 1 million gallons a minute into each of the buildings, reactors. It has to go directly into the reactor, or within 18 hours, you're going to lose it. So after 18 hours, it's just to get rid of the truck, per se. Now, what you see is a depiction of the fuel pool allegedly being right there. But look at the side of the building, how much destruction is there. Think about what's really going on. It's just a deception, right? There's no pool. It's total deception, total manipulation, total for TV land. They're going to put a sarcophagus around Unit 1. They did. They kept it there for 5 years. In order to, so the fumes are not wafering too much around the site. But the problem is, you're getting pounded with X-rays and gamma shines and neutron bursts. And they will kill you right away. They are a death sentence just walking past it. And so the headlines now, we got headlines of 1 million sievers right alongside of the top reactor. You've seen up there. Right alongside number 2. 1 million. Yet 600 sievers, the whole planet finally wakes up in one context. But a couple of years back it was 1 million. So they're claiming it's the highest numbers they ever seen, which is total unbelievable fabrication. Every one of those buildings, if you go inside of it, are going to be 50, 60,000 sievers. 5 sievers will kill you. They talk about how a robot can handle 1,000 sievers, so it's going to last 2 hours. It doesn't work that way. It's the stupidest statement imaginable. What do you think? They're going to go in there and that's it? Just 500 sievers? No. You're talking incredible, up to 1 million sievers. Anywhere near the broken fuel. That's why they kept it underwater. That's why they boiled that water off into your community every day. Each one of those fuel pools would boil off about 120,000 liters in your community, full of all the nastiest killer isotopes imaginable. They've been doing this for 70 years. They've been lying to you, manipulating you, deceiving you, murdering you, non-stop for 70 years. Hi, everybody. Good morning, everybody. What are you talking about? The reactor number 2 is up here. Richie, what are you doing? Putting that headline saying stuff like that? Let's talk about what you're claiming. Reactor 2 is right here. How is that going to collapse all the way out here into the ocean? It's got to get past all of these buildings to slide that way. It's not. It's going to collapse straight down and flow out into the ocean from underground. Maybe, but it can't collapse into the ocean. None of those buildings by my head, and by my head up here. That's the reactors. They can't collapse and slide into the ocean from there. So that's what Snopes and these other manipulators are doing to you, telling you the buildings are going to slide into the ocean. They're going to burn down into the earth and get washed out into the ocean. Their fuel is. Right? And so Snopes and them will come out and say, the building is going to flow into the ocean. It's the interior of the building is finding its way directly into the ocean. But that's how the lie works, right? Tell a bigger lie. These buildings are completely destroyed. That won't change. You can't get in there for thousands of years. And we have wrecked our countries. We have polluted North America. We have polluted the continents. And this is a model from Noah. And this is based upon 40 days. It's only based upon a couple of days releases from a single reactor. It's not based upon the actual inventories. But what it showed us was the radioactive material in updated North America. It's complete. They knew this right away. This is Noah's model. But they come out and showed you that model, which is the tsunami. That's Noah too. And then you see him come out and bludgeon you with those connotations, yeah? Over and over. And even now we're seeing that show up, right? We're seeing these headlines. Northern Hemisphere, or hang on. These are all recent headlines the last couple of days. Let's see if I can find one. But anyway, there's headlines out there saying it's going to collapse into the ocean. It can't. It doesn't work that way, see? And let's keep going. But that's the lies they've been telling you. Here's the truth. We modeled the plumes. We know that it crossed 4,800 miles in no time at all. We know it hadn't updated Canada because Health Canada went out and modeled it and showed us the plume. We know from Trans-Pacific air pollution, all the studies, that the pollution actually really truly does come over here. And we know that major institutions like Switzerland have showed the radioactive particles, the actual particles. NRC are in Never Never Land. We know these models are everywhere. And Xenon-133 turns to Cesium-137. In just a few days, it decays to cesium. Cesium takes 30 years to decay down. And the Fukushima fallout, just on vegetation, these are confirmed. Everything I'm showing you is confirmed. So the models were real, and the headlines were real. And then nuclear has worked relentlessly to cover this up. They've been demonized everybody that mentioned it in the last 6 years, particularly people like myself who've come out and banged into this despicable industry. Airborne plumes. Florida had the third most at that time, but like, we understand how this works throughout millennium. We know this stuff very well. This is another model, only based upon a couple of days releases from a single reactor. It's not based upon the actual inventory. The Norwegian Institute for Air Research. And that was that model there. But in that same model, you would have had all the other isotopes. You would have had neptunium, plutonium, americium. You would have had uranium, which is what the reactors are basically running on. And birth defects in the West Coast hit record levels immediately. Immediately, we started seeing the effects of Fukushima. And they're not going to go away. They're not going to slow down. They're just going to accelerate till the planet is extinct. We've seen the extinction event playing out in the Pacific Ocean. We got model after model after model of the radioactive fallout. Let's be very clear about this. We got all the models from all the major institutions. This is Norwegian Institute. This is Japan right above me. Look, it never stops coming out. See? Never stops coming out, and it's hitting North America over there. On the other side to your left, right? That's North America getting pounded. But it never stops coming out of Japan. Now, purple is the color you get if you burn potassium. Right? So the reason they got purple in these colors is to confuse you, because potassium doesn't come from a chain reaction. And purple wasn't an accident. He done that on purpose. Subconsciously, you were taught that in school, that potassium burns purple. So there's this way of disarming you subconsciously that you don't even know it happened to you, just by these subtle connotations. This is the American NOAA. Here's another model. I'm going to move it ahead a bit. Now you can see the entire Pacific. The entire Pacific is covered. It's all the way to the ocean floor and all the way to the upper lower troposphere. And what we got to do is we got to start taking care of each other and this planet and the food and water we're going to eat. We got to come up with solutions for mitigation, ways for filtration. Now, to put it in the context, the yellow numbers and the red. The red numbers are people who died from the tsunami debris. In the picture you see the depiction over there. And the yellow are the people that are missing. So the yellow are missing and the red people are dead. And that 400 kilometers of coastline because tsunami came in and chewed everything up, right? That's why everybody's dead, because the tsunami killed all these people. But it also tore through the reactors. That was Unit 1. and total destruction. I'm not sure what I got down there. Unit 2 allegedly is why they had the evacuation, but look at Unit 3. Now this is a comparison of the actual buildings. So you can see it's destroyed, but how come they didn't evacuate for number 3? Or how come they didn't evacuate for number 4? They were totally destroyed. That's reactor 3, reactor 3, reactor 3. Just comparison shots so you can kind of wrap your mind. They come out and told you it looked like that on the inside for the last number of years, since 2013, in an attempt to hide what happened. In an attempt that you wouldn't see what else is happening. You wouldn't be looking. You wouldn't pay attention. You would continue to eat the seafood from the Pacific Ocean. And you would continue to be disarmed, to not be on your guard. Right? They come out and told you it was beautiful, but it's not. It's a total fabrication. And who done it? Well, all your media done it to you. Right? They show you the beautiful building in the headlines, but I put the pictures over there to show you what it actually looks like, right? The 2 destructions I put there, here's BBC over there showing you a beautiful building, but that doesn't exist inside the one behind me. Yet they are the authentic pictures. CBC done it to you. RT done it to you. TEPCO, of course, done it to you. Yeah, that's TEPCO. That's Motherboard done it to you. Physics.org done it to you. Nuclear engineering, one of the biggest ones on the planet, done it to you, lied to you. Seth Dorn, CBS, come out and claim he's inside of a building that don't even exist when it didn't exist. And there's no one to hold him accountable, no one to call him out. He's still out there doing it to you. If you type in Fukushima on YouTube, Seth Dorn is one of the first videos that's going to show up in a fake reactor. In a fake reactor. In a fake reactor. Everybody should go out and flag Seth Dorn's videos and get that off the planet. Force them off the planet. That's what you're supposed to do with these people. Instead, the trolls will spam me, knock me out, so you can't learn this. So you better pay attention while you can. You better learn. Now, if you see these big pump trucks, they're not in that picture over there, are they? How come? Because it was a big friggin' lie, right? No pump truck, because that was the lie. Oh, they got water going in there. They lie to you every step of the way. And your friends and families who work for the nuclear industry or in the nuclear industry or academics or journalists, you're living with serial killers. Your family members are the most despicable, evil, twisted, heartless, spineless, soulless monsters this planet has ever saw. Saying that none of your academics, none of your scientists, none of your journalists come out and said this wasn't real, that it didn't exist in that picture over there. No, they come out and told you it did. It's such a ludicrous lie, but everybody fell for it. I'm the only person on the planet showing you these 2 pictures. Period. Do you think that the fuel pool, these are the official pictures, but I'm the only one saying that that is not true. Everybody else says this, oh no, that's true, Dana. They won't say it to my face because I'll knock them unconscious if they did. I don't care about these people. They come up and lie to me like that, they might accidentally die. Because there's going to be a violent reaction when you lie to me. Come up and lie to me, I'll kill you. It won't be on purpose, but you're going to get smashed. You might fall down and hit your head. Because you're terrified that someone reacted appropriately to your lies. It's no good to lie to me to my face. I'll knock you out. I'll tear your head right off your head. Tell me it's okay. I don't care about you. Not worried about you, not scared of you. I don't have any sleepless days or nights or weeks. Rest me all you want, and you did. Still don't scare me, still don't intimidate me. You still don't knock me off my game. This planet is at stake. Every species on this planet right now is on its deathbed, is on its death kneels. The planet is on its death kneels. It's the death kneel of planet Earth, and you better appreciate what I'm saying to you. That is true. You better understand what I'm saying to you is not a game. You better, like 20 million particles, 55 would have been an evacuation zone. When it rains, then there's 10 times more iodine 132 in that same liter. 10 times more. So 200 million particles also in that same liter of iodine-132. But there was 31 times more, or 30 times more iodine-133 in that same liter. 300, it says 500,000, 500 million, 520 million of just iodine. But the reactors don't run on iodine. And 55 would have been an evacuation zone. And that stuff doesn't turn to fairy dust. It came with everything else, see? But iodine-131 is bad. But 132, 133 ionize and radiates your thyroid gland 9 times more effective than the iodine-131. But the iodine-131 is a tracer. It's the one they like to use to manipulate you with, and they've been doing it for 70 years, yeah? Go look at the history, you'll see them talking about it. Oh, it only got an 8-day half-life, so shut your pile. Right? You should strangle that person right on the spot. Take one for the planet. These people got to go. We got to eradicate them. We got to eradicate them. But it looks like we're going to be forced to eradicate the people. We're going to be forced to eradicate nuclear off the planet. Like the night of the long knives. They got to go. It's us or them. It's the 8 million species or them. So they got to go. And I don't care if it's pretty. I don't care if we hang them in the street. I don't care. But they got to go. And they are going. Make no mistake about it. They will go. It's them or us. But it looks like we're going anyway. We better take them with us. We better get rid of these people right now. 2017 is a good year to have an all-out war on everybody nuclear. Let's get them off the planet. Let's wipe them out. That should be the war cry of everybody on the planet, is to go out and get rid of these people. Let's take them out. They're not going to go peacefully. They're not going to go willingly. They're going to use the whole system to attack us. They're coming for me right now as I speak, you can be sure. Because I finally can't take it no more. And I'm telling you the truth. We got to take them out. They got to go. They got to be eradicated. All of them. And we can do this legally. We can do this the nice way. They can all step down. They can all come out and start telling the truth. Maybe we'll spare them. I don't advocate sparing these people. I advocate we get rid of them permanently. Make sure that their gene pool is gone from the planet permanently. Is nothing less than a genocide committed against us. I think we should do the same to them. They refuse to take accountability, and they insist upon lying and manipulating and deceiving and killing us and all the other species. I don't think there's any other way around this. We have to take these people out. These are not people, by the way. They're not humans like me or you. Nowhere near it. Not even close to it. Fukushima will burn radioactive waste. They got to be taken out. These people that are making these decisions, Japan has to go and get rid of these people that made these decisions and are carrying out these criminal acts against the entire planet. This is deadly, what they're doing to us. They've done it for 6 years, manipulated you and deceived you for 6 years, and they ain't going to give it up. They're just going to use more technology, more equipment, and keep you at bay till the robots show up. And then you can never get your hands on them. It's now or never. We only got a short window. If we eradicate the planet of everything nuclear, and we can do it peacefully. We can start off with, let's ask them to all submit to have their heads chopped off. They have to be held accountable. They go to jail for life, or we have to execute all of them. They all got to go. They lied to you for 70 years. There's no more middle grounds. Yeah, it'll burn radioactive waste in a chain reaction all on its own, right? That's what it's doing. But they already got 30 million bags picked up, but they're going to burn it in around the clock and create another 30 million bags in the same area. Everything is irradiated there. The ocean, Pacific Ocean, is dead. We went out and done the whole coastline. It's a complete extinction event. Yeah, government is trying to kill the planet. Your government is trying to wreck this planet, and you better get them under control. If your loved ones are working for the government, you better hold them accountable. By March the 21st, all the isotopes were starting to show up, and they come out and told you it didn't show up. Those people needed to be hung hunted down and hung. The people responsible in the media that never told you about this and lied about it and continue to lie about it, like Health Canada, the people at Health Canada need to be hung. They told us 300 times background level didn't warrant us being warned when that was their job. Right? We gave them the monetary, the authority, the equipment. We gave them everything they asked for and to warn us when it came through. When it came through, they told us to shut up. Don't worry about it. Now, if I knew who you were and you were in front of me, yeah, you'll be on your way to the hospital now with getting stitches minimum. Whoever you are. I don't care who you are. You deserve everything vile that this planet can throw at you. You deserve to be tarred and feathered and burnt at the stake. You are the scum of the scum. You are the lowest forms of life imaginable that hid this from us, that worked hard to deceive everybody. It's just a small group of people that done this to us. The right and moral thing to do is kill these people. You have to kill these people's careers, kill their future, and kill their credibility, and legally end their lives. I think we end their lives by sending them into reactor 3 and 4. Make them do the work until they die. Just leave them there. Let them rot. They don't deserve a funeral. They don't deserve to be buried. They deserve to sit out and rot. 30 million bags is just a tiny fraction. It's a percent of what came out of there and needed to be cleaned up in just that area. This was a global event on purpose. They knew this was going to happen at some point. They come out and lied to you when people were finding it and told you to shut your mouth. They come out and made fun of you. They come out and demonized everybody that was concerned about it. They come out and try to censor everybody. These are demons. These are demons. These are demons that done that. There's no if. Police should arrest all them instead of stalking me all the time. Instead of arresting me and demonizing me and vilifying me in the media, you don't go after these people. You let them kill you and your friends and your families, your loved ones, your children, and you think attacking me is the solution. It's going to come back. It's going to get you. It's going to get every one of you people that betrayed us. But we're going to hopefully get you first. I advocate we hang them in the street. Just saying. I'm entitled to say that. And even if I'm not, I'm saying it. I'm horrified the feds abandoned Fukushima radiation monitoring. Horrified? Surprised? It's inexplicable. The EPA, the Americans' Environmental Protection Agency, didn't protect you. They turned off the radiation detecting equipment and told you to shut up. But you gave them a job to look for it. You gave them equipment to look for it. You gave them the money to look for it. You gave them the authority to look for it. No limit on the cost. No limit. You gave them every training, all the equipment they ever wanted, all the vehicles, gas cards, guns, you name it. And when it happened, what did they do? A small group of people. Small group of people murdered you. But see, you don't die today. You might not die for another 5 or 10 years. But there's headlines out there now where the human race will be extinct in 9 years. Go look it up. They blame it on other things, but this is what's going on. In less than 9 years, we could lose the planet. And I think they're right. We went out and done the entire coastline of North America. We're not just people who are crazies on the internet, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we went out and done this whole coastline. And we done surveys and species counts, insect counts, bird counts. And what we found out of the whole coast, less than 100 species, and none of them were healthy. What we found was when the birds come ashore, they will starve to death because there's nothing left. The migratory animals will starve to death because it's all gone. The species on your left are all gone. It's inconceivable what this coastline, 26,000 islands in British Columbia, used to look like. And now we look at it, what it really does look like. Now, we went out, like I say, and 15,000 miles, 260 days of the coastline. A great sacrifice to many people, not just me. We put this operation together. We had to know. We had to find out. We had to document it. And let's make sure. We didn't know till we went out. And so we went out and documented it. We put it all up at the nuclearproctologist.org. And what we showed is what you're seeing. Those arrows are representations of places that I went to and where we took samples of the coastline. And so the pictures on your right are the pictures I took showing an extinction event. The pictures on the left are the authentic pictures from that same place. The whole coastline is like this. We now have it documented. It's authentic. So no matter where I went on this coastline, I would have starved to death. Just a handful of algae, either spot at best would have had 5 or 6 species instead of up to 7,000 highly visible species. Plus another 6,000 visible species like the invertebrates without the backbones, little shrimps. We're missing, all missing. Everything is missing. It ain't never going to come back. This is why all the birds are starving to death. This is why all the whales are also starving to death on the coastline. Everything is missing. It's a complete and utter extinction event. What is left is highly contaminated. Shellfish will magnify it 120,000 times. Fish 10 to 15,000 times. So shellfish are much worse for you or your friends or anybody else. And how do you tell people that have been privileged all their life that this, you can't eat it? Because their instant reaction is, well, the media didn't tell me that, Dana. Yeah, but your media, as you'll find out in the very near future, murdered you in increments over a few years. This was a coup against the entire planet. Like 30 million bags. All of these people that went on the site, they died shortly after. There's no official registry of those people going to that site. Anybody, like the suits can't protect you from gamma shine or x-rays or neutron bursts. That's the death sentence, just walking past. Remember, the fuel rods blew up and sent the stuff all over the site. The buildings detonated, right? The reactor cores were in the center. The buildings are 190 feet high. And what do you think created 30 million one-ton bags? 30 million bags is what they picked up in order so they could move people back in there. They knew it wouldn't solve the problem, but it would drop the numbers low enough they could move people back in and then ignore them, forget about them, let them die, rather than pay for them, because shareholders is coming out of the shareholders' pockets, right? It was an economical thing. There's no moral compass to be found in the nuclear industry. It doesn't exist. These are murderers. These are thugs. And I know you got loved ones who are working in the nuclear academic world. You say, Dana, they're lovely people. No, they're not. Yeah, like serial killers have been known to protect their own family members and get along with their own family members, and their own family members were fooled. Didn't know their loved one was a rapist or a murderer or serial killers. It's not an unusual story at all. You got Stockholm Syndrome, see? And they take advantage of that. But these are remorseless people. How many nuclear scientists and academics told you that that wasn't real? There's no way it could exist inside of the building. Right? None of them, see? So that your loved ones lied to you. Think about what happened. So you had all this misery. This is what they focused on, those people, instead of focusing on, which, I mean, this is terrible, horrible, what happened to this lady and everybody around her. This is unbelievable. But Fukushima is an extinction event. Fukushima is hell on earth, 100%. These people are dead people. Right? They show you this, pretend it's natural, beautiful, but why would you have 30 million bags if it looked like that? How could you have a release of 30 million one-ton bags if it looked like that. Well, it doesn't look like that. It looked like that. See? And inside of that, I can assure you, is not that. That is not up high in the building or anywhere in that building. So they gamed you. Your friends that work for the nuclear industry, they lied and manipulated you. They deceived you. Your media comes out and shows you this picture. This is not the buildings, though. Right? That's not the melted reactors. There they are. Right? So it's a game. They show you this stuff here. That's reactor 5 and 6. But this is what the buildings that we're talking about, 3 and 4. This is the game they played on you. And they're going to continue to play till the day you die of these vicious autoimmune deficiencies, illnesses. Those people are dead. Anybody get that close, you're dead. You're dead. The gamma shine, the X-ray, the neutron will go right through the building. If you ever hit behind the cars there, now these people are inside a perfect building. If you went inside there, you're dead immediately. Any of those reactors, you're dead immediately. Anybody gets that close, these are homeless. These are the destitute. These are the immigrants, the victims of society. They're not Harvard. They're not Yale. They're not Berkeley. They're not Stanford. They're not MIT. They're not Oxford. They're none of the shakers and movers. They're the homeless, the victims of society. They've been shanghaied off the street and brought in. 30 million bags, 1 ton, 2,200 pounds per bag in the back of a pickup truck. 2,200 pounds in the back of a pickup truck. 30 million pickup trucks. Bumper to bumper, scratching each other. There's 5 rows of traffic, bumper to bumper, right around the planet. From 4 buildings. From 4 buildings. 5 rows of traffic around the planet. That'll never stop. It'll never stop puking up that stuff. And inside of this, it's supposed to be a beautiful fuel pool. Like, why did you run away and evacuate the town? Think about those questions. The fuel pools are up high in the building, right? Right below the 42 you see over there. But the top of it is right where the 42 is. The reactors are up very high, straight up high in the building. And as you can see, that is gone. All of that material is gone. And this is why we are in so much trouble, because they won't tell you that. They insist upon lying to you, saying there's no releases when they got 30 million 1-ton bags. You have been betrayed by your academics, by your universities, by your journalists, and certainly by your industry, and most importantly, by your very own loved ones in the government. You got friends, if you work for the government, it was your job to warn us. It was your job to root out these people. It was your job to make that stand. It was your job to defend people like me. Like, my anger is a manifestation of your faults, of your flaws, of your inability to do your job that you've been assigned. Right? You just work for us. Your job is not to destroy us. Your job is not to ignore us. Your job is not to manipulate us. Your job is actually to help this country. Canadians hired you to do a job, and you forgot what that job was immediately and went to work trying to destroy us so that you wouldn't have to do your job, because doing your job is not important to you. Shutting people like me up is somehow important. You're not worried that your children are going to be affected by this, and that people like me are the only... And I might sound extreme saying we got to kill these people. What do you think they're doing to us? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think has just happened to the Pacific Ocean? 4 million species. This whole planet won't accept anything less than retribution. An eye for an eye in every sense. I want to see every nuclear scientist dead. Every one of them. I don't want to see one of them left on the planet. That's just me. I'm allowed to say that. That is how I feel. That is what I want. That is what I will advocate for. I want you all gone. I don't want your help for the rest of our lives. The planet wants you dead. It demands we get rid of you. That's what this planet demands, is that we kill off nuclear and everybody associated with it, because they won't tell us the truth. They had every opportunity. It's too late. We don't want the truth from them anymore. We want their heads. We want their heads. We want it now. We want all nuclear academics and scientists. We want all journalists, everybody that ever went into the media and said it's like a banana or potato chip or walking in the sunshine or getting on an airplane. We want these people dead. We want their heads. We want them in museums, like wax figures, so we can go in and mock them. Say, looks good on you. I'm glad they killed you. We want it done in 2017. I know you'll kill me rather than do that. But that is what the planet deserves, nothing less. That's what these victims you're looking at there that are already dead deserve, is the death of the nuclear. All nuclear has to go from this planet. No more nice guy. Here, we want these people dead off our planet permanently. Oh, Dana, I can't advocate. I can't support you if you're acting for violence, Dana. Well, we should get rid of you too. We tell me what your name is so we can put you on a list to help get rid of you too. People like you gotta go. You're the reason we're in so much trouble, because you want to cuddle the criminals. I want to take the criminals and I want to give them what they deserve. I'm not a bad person for doing that. That is the moral and ethical thing to do for this 8 million other species on the planet. These are just common criminals. There is no love lost getting rid of nuclear scientists or academics or media that have allowed them to get away with this, allowed them to perpetrate the lie upon us for so long. It is the moral and ethical thing to do. It is our obligation. We were obligated under the Bill of Rights, under the Constitutions, under the Magna Carta, to do exactly those things that I have advocated for. What they got done to us is beyond reproach. The lies, the manipulations, the deceptions over the last 6 years have shown how cold they really truly are, have shown how heartless and remorseless these people are, and how desperate they are to hide it, and how many victims they'll create to do that. There's no limit. They'll kill millions at a time to cover up their crimes. We owe it to the people and the victims and the 8 million species on the planet to eradicate nuclear scientists and academics and journalists, pro-nuclear puke machines that refuse to tell the truth. They have to be eradicated because there's no other way to stop the lie. They won't give it up. We gotta get rid of them. Ultimately, you'll find out I was right. Ultimately, you'll see it my way. Ultimately, it'll be riots in the streets if we don't. Ultimately, we will lose this entire planet if we don't do that. We don't get rid of these people. We don't hold them accountable. Yeah, we can do it legally, but that's not going to happen. It has to be done. And throughout history, we have always gotten rid of these people. Throughout history, we have always slaughtered these people. Throughout history, we have always done the moral and ethical thing. Now, because we live in this world where they come up all kinds of protections and laws to protect them, and they continue to perpetrate these crimes. They know their crimes. They know they're murderers. They know they're killers. They know the crimes they're perpetrating against you and your friends. They have no intentions of stopping. 400 miles of the coastline, and then 15 power plants in the same spot. The majority of them would have melted down. So we lost the planet because we refused to do the moral and ethical thing. We lost the planet because media can't tell us the truth. Like a 130-foot building behind me, those buildings over there were 190 foot high. Right? So 130 foot, you can tell. Just low-balling it, right? Low-balling it. 130 foot buildings, reactors were 190 foot. You can tell, totally destroyed, no matter how you try to lowball it. If you don't get power...
If they lose power to those, to that reactor or to any other reactors past a few hours from now, you might reach a 3-mile...
3-mile island. Well, they lost power forever and ever and ever. They couldn't get power back in there because 400 kilometers of the coastline was wiped out. And all the reactors couldn't get power, all 15 of them. Right? There's nowhere to plug power in. See, they lied to you every step of the way. The buildings blew up right away. There's no way to get power into that building. There's nowhere to hook it up. The poles, the reactors were gone. Right? They've been lying to you non-stop. It's time to wake up.
Old TEPCO video. And
Arnie Gunnarsson has been shoved down everybody's throat, and he used to make the fuel pool. So he knows the reactor cores are gone. He knows that green building up there is not real, but he propagated that out there over and over and over. Like, he made the fuel for the ponds, fuel assemblies. So he knew where they were, what they looked like. He knew they were gone. And then he come out and lied to us and fed us people like Ian Goddard, who's not even an academic, but is a shill for the nuclear industry. And we've called them out and showed the documentation. I know today's been a little bit harsh, but think about Helen Caldicott.
And especially Building 3 is very...
That was Building 3 alongside of her. Let's go back and look at that. So Building 3, she's going to tell you there's a fuel pool on the roof. And the fuel pool would look like behind me, right? On the roof of this one here.
And especially Building 3 is very fragile. It's still got a huge cooling pool on its roof, protected by nothing.
Now, she's wrote 14 books. She got 29,000 doctors. She's the biggest anti-nuclear person on the planet, lying to you. Lying to you. On purpose. Manipulating you over and over and over, radio show after radio show. And that's not a big deal. No, it's okay, Dana. She's allowed to do it. I don't mind her lying. So inside the building that don't exist behind me is a beautiful building to your left. Right? That's what Arnie Gunnarsson, Christopher Busby, Helen Caldicott, I've been telling you now for 6 years, lying to you. Right? Because they're the alternative, right? Oh, we can trust them, Dana. They're academics. They're scientists. Yeah? Like the rest of them. They nailed the nails in your coffin every time they opened their mouth. They betrayed you. Yeah? They turned their back on you. They hung you out to dry, and your friends and your family and your loved ones. Well, that's what we got. That's her. That's it. That's all of it. Yeah, we never had power on the internet this morning, so we're late getting out. Hugs for everybody. Hi, everyone. Steve, Stacy, Ellie, Nellie, Jace. Hi, everybody. Nancy. Could 1 million people volunteer to decommission? With the right people there, you could, yeah. If I was in charge, I could help it, but everybody would get a deadly dose. And in Chernobyl, he sent them in for 15, 20 seconds and shared the dose. In Fukushima, they run them till they drop, till they're dead. They're heartless and hopeless. Emotionless people. They don't care about you. I do. I'm doing everything I can. So hugs for everybody. Like you say, we'll be back tomorrow. Hugs for Elaine. I know you're out there. Elaine's not feeling good. I don't blame her. It's a tough job. And I understood that when I asked her. It's a hell of a thing to have to do, right? Make those decisions. I get that. And I'll make them. I'll do what it takes, folks. By the way, please support me. You'll find ways to donate at thenuclearproctologist.org. Links are below the video. For goodness sakes, please donate. Please find a way to donate. If you don't got a way to donate, give the money to somebody that got a credit card and get them to do it. You got to help. Somebody has to help me. Please help. Hugs for everybody. Take care, folks.